right, so in this video, I have a pair of sneakers. This is a really cool box. First of all, it's like kind of like the OG Nike boxes. However, it has a little bit of green instead of orange because of the collaboration. So this is the HUF collaboration, the Nike Air Max 1 SP, and this is the anthracite pair medium gray colorway. I got my 9.5 instead of a 9, and they do fit big, to be honest, which is weird. Air Maxes usually don't fit me big, the Air Max 1s specifically. This one does fit big though, so if you do want to get a pair of them, I would go half a size down. I'll try to link them in the description of the video. It does come with a couple extras, which is kind of nice. You do have black laces, and then you do have this little pet keychain here. I don't know if this is it looks like a Siamese cat or a Chihuahua. I don't really know. I don't know the history of why this is what. But this collaboration is done with a brand called HUF. If you've never heard of HUF, they've been around since 2002. It's a skateboard company, basically created from a pro skater. And HUF's founder is named Keith Hefnagel. And he grew up in New York City in the 80s, but then moved to San Francisco in 92. His first boutique was in 2002 in San Francisco, but then he ended up moving over to LA. They've had a bunch of different iconic collaborations with Nike in the past, including some Dunk Highs, the HUF Quake Dunk Lows and Air Force Ones, as well as the Air Max 90s, which I don't know which one I like better, the Air Max 90s or the Dunks. I've always wanted those Dunks though. And then they did have this pair as well that released 20 years ago, 2004. And this is the original colorway that they released back in 2004. But for this new release in 2024, they actually released 2 new colorways as well. So I wanted this one because it was like the original. However, if you're trying to go after the hype a little bit, they did have 2 colorways that were a little bit more limited. The 3 distinct colorways each represented a city, one for San Francisco, one for Los Angeles, and one for Tokyo. The anthracite brilliant orange colorway was going to be only sold at skate shops and retail partners across North America, and the anthracite and pink POW is the HUF exclusive in San Francisco and Japan only. The HUF Air Max 1 collection is a celebration of the spirit, culture, and legacy of the HUF brand and those who made it possible. And as of right now, you can get these in a full size run. Now, I fell for the early bird trick where I got these from HUF and I paid $30 for shipping. That was not fun, but I will tell you the launch was dope. It was one of the best sneaker launches I've seen in the past 10 years, can I say? It was just a really, really good launch. The fact that they actually had the website set up so it looked like a Nike Talk thread was just super rad. It had a lot of deep cut Easter eggs in the release. Now that I have the shoes in hand, they're okay. It's like one of those things where, I don't know how to explain it. You have like something that was like cool 20 years ago, and like people wanted that shoe 20 years ago, and like I was one of them. This is a cool colorway, like it was a great release. You get it in hand and then you realize it's pretty much like an Air Max 1, we get it. But the quality of the materials is the part where I'm like struggling, because the toe box leather is just not good. It just feels so cheap, and literally not even putting them on yet, there's a huge crease right here. So like leather on the toe box is never really a great idea on Air Maxes because it's going to crease, and that could be true for the original ones as well. I just wish they would have used better quality leather on these. I think they were $150, $160 or something like that. It would have been nice. Also, the cracked leather around the mudguard, as well as the bottom of the laces and then the back section here, it's meh. It's not very good. We've seen that cracked sort of leather stuff in the past, and it has been better, like on Jordans and stuff. Some of it feels pretty nice. It's like cracked and then like almost like a suede underneath. This one just feels like kind of McDonald's-y, as I keep going back to that term, with the generic materials that Nike uses, which makes sense why they're doing it, because they want every single pair to look the same. If they're making 100,000 pairs or more, like of course they want like the same user experience every single time, similar to a McDonald's hamburger, right? Like they want the same exact experience every time. That's kind of what I feel like they've done with this. Unfortunately, on the negative side of it, I also don't love the fact that the sizing is a little bit off. Like, it's one of those things that brands need to come and like figure out a way to make it right. Because it's like, as a sneaker person, like you never know what size to get. And I hate it when people ask me and I'm not 100% sure because sometimes it's true to size, sometimes it's not, even on the same exact model. On Air Max 1s, usually they fit me a little bit snug. So the fact that I'm actually having to go down a half a size in these instead is like a full size difference than what I'm used to doing. But leave a comment, am I wrong about that or not? Shout out to Jen, who actually mentioned the sizing of this, and I was like, well, she's right, it is a little bit big, so interesting. On the positive side of it, it's a dope shoe. The colorway's dope. You do have the HUF branding on the tongue. It does say HUF with the Air Max logo there. And then you do have Nike Air branding on the back. I do like the variations of the grays. I think that is a nice combination there. And the green is a nice hit as well with the accents that it has on the shoe. Most notably on the Air unit, I love the fact that that's green. The little tip of the outsole being green, as well as the lining of the laces. The lining of the shoe and the insole is green also, and then the top eyelets being green along with the Nike swoosh. So nice proper execution of using that green as the accent piece of the shoe. And then also like a transferable palette where they could do the same sort of thing in different colors like orange and pink, which they did. The variations of the gray kind of remind you of like the Air Max 95s in a sense, but done obviously in a different fashion. You do have a gray midsole and then part of gray and then black on the outsole, as well as, again, that green tip. The branding on the box is excellent. Again, the OG feel to this with the green instead of the orange, I think looks great. You do have HUF paper on here as well, and this is the doggy, so it is that little doggy on the keychain. That's fire. And then the keychain is a nice little accent, a nice little extra that they throw in also. I am happy that I got this colorway, although this is the one that was like the major general release that released on sneakers. I really probably should have gone for the orange one, only because black and orange is kind of like my favorite combination. So the grayish orange one would have been a nice hit. However, I'm not mad that I got this one. This could be a pack that maybe I could complete in the future because hopefully the resale prices aren't too crazy on the model. However, again, the sizing is the main issue. Like the fact that these are going to fit me kind of big is kind of a bummer. But leave a comment in the comment section. What do you guys think about the HUF Air Max 1s? Do you like the fact that they're bringing back pairs that are archived for 20 years? Do you think that it is a mistake for them to be able to bring back some of the same pairs again 20 years later? I mean, Nike's kind of notorious for bringing back limited pairs, so nothing's really off limits at this point. But is that a bad thing? I mean, rumors are the undefeated Air Jordan 4s are coming back, which would be crazy because that's kind of like one of those pairs that like everybody wanted. Nobody ever got them, and now there's like, you know, they're $20, $30, $50,000 or whatever they're going for, which is crazy. But curious to see what you guys' thoughts are. Appreciate y'all for stopping in and watching, and hopefully you guys have a good rest of the day. If you guys want to buy a pair of these, I'll try to link them in the description, maybe to like eBay or wherever they're available at retail. I think they were over at Nike. I think they pulled them off though. They were sitting in a full size run, so it looks like they pulled them off. Any which way, have a good rest of the day. Hopefully see you back on the channel for some more sneaker content. All right, peace guys.